Hey everybody, Andrew here for DDG Games, coming at you with episode number 46 of the DDG Games podcast. Shouldn't call that this, considering that I'm the only one here this time. Because Joshy's out of town right now, and Desert Nord isn't up for it yet. So, with all of that in mind, guys, obviously, you guys see by the title, I'm going to be discussing G4 TV's meltdown and anything of that nature. And also going into, well, the other thing would have been easier with Joshy here, but as it is, or with anyone else here, including anyone in the chat, top 10 games of 2021. It's really a top 15, but the bottom 5 are honorable mentions at this point. But with all of that in mind, guys, G4 TV, Frosk. I'll start it like this. I was intending on doing it anyway. Have you guys ever have you ever scissored a fork? Hopefully not. I haven't. I imagine it would be painful and draw a lot of blood. But as Fork or Frosk is quick to point out in her rant, no one should care about her being attractive. Although it seems to be concerned with the fact that no one finds them attractive, yet Olivia Munn and whatever. Fuck. So with that in mind, just had to deal with a bot there because nobody else is here. You know what? Since I got nobody else, let me check in with someone on Discord. Let me work on, well, seeing as how I don't need, well, we shall see if I wind up playing anything on the screen here for me to check out. But let me grab this business over here, just in case if whom I just sent a message to on Discord responds with a yes to jumping in here with me. From the PlayStation side. And seeing as how I got no one here at this point, Not the right person. No one in the chat yet. So I'll leave that cook in the background for now, while I continue trying to talk about the G4 shit on my own here at this point. So let me turn the party chat off on Xbox here at this point in time. And so, as I was saying, hopefully I get the hell's that notification up there? Not a stupid ass sale. Alright, whatever. Over there. As I was saying, G4 TV with Fork or Frost. I don't care what the fuck your name is. Going on a rant, talking about how she's not attractive and wah. And calling all the fans sexist for it. For finding women attractive. Read a fucking Bible, alright? The opposite sex has always come across as attractive to the other side. Going back to biblical times, folks. That's just the way nature is. But with that being said, there's so many other valid reasons to criticize this person, though. For example, that Harry Potter Legacy game, that open world Harry Potter game, Frost said that it was exclusive to Xbox. No, that's wrong. It's a multiplayer game when it comes out. It's currently in development hell, but it's not exclusive. Also did not know that BioWare was owned by EA. Simple, common knowledge facts. Even if you follow gaming badly, you still know this. And this is the type of person that G4 thinks is good to talk about video games. Not someone that actually pays attention to shit. Like anyone from Geeks and Gamers, myself, Joshy, Desert Nord. Although Desert Nord would be an example of like the casual person who follows like gaming news because he's my brother. But yeah. I will circle back around to that in just a little bit. This is honestly really hard to do with no one in chat and no one here. Hey Trey50, what's up, man? I'm glad that at least you're here because Joshy's out of town right now, and I just found that out just before I went live. And obviously Desert Nord's not up for doing the show, so it's only me today. So at least you're here, so I have someone to interact with now in the chat. So as I was saying previously, and I'm not going to do the fork joke again. If you want to see that, check out the earlier thing. Good riddance, G4. Well, this is where I'm at with it. And especially with information that Yellow Flash has reported on, like in the last few hours, it seems. That, first of all, G4 is owned by Comcast. And it seems that Comcast has been making phone calls because now we see on Twitter, Fork or Frost or whatever the fuck their name is, and Adam Sessler have been deleting tweets. So it seems like their bosses, the executives at Comcast, have been telling them to shut the fuck up. At least that's the way it appears. Because now also you can't find like any post about involving the rant on G4's Twitter account, which they had previously been preaching that from the hilltops. Now G4 is not even showing that on their own Twitter. So someone made a phone call to somebody or to a number of people, and I'm fairly certain it was Comcast, the company that owns G4 at this point. They're just covering their backside. That might be true too. Only time will tell what's going on here. You can make a case for either side. Yellow Flash made a compelling case for the Comcast thing. Comcast will double down on it eventually. We'll see. But since I actually have someone here with me, you can attest to this. Because I was also going into what real people are actually pissed at Frost about, other than shitting on all of the community. And that's being on a show talking about video games and not knowing what the fuck she's talking about. For example, like I said right before you got here, I believe, Hogwarts Legacy, that Harry Potter open world video game is supposed to be coming. It ain't Xbox exclusive, as opposed to what Frost's opinion is. There's a difference between opinion and reality, idiot. Because it's also going to be on PlayStation. Also, how do you not know that BioWare is owned by EA at this point? If you follow gaming even badly, hell, even Desert Nord, who follows like this stuff casually, and he learns other stuff from me for this when he's on it, knows 100 times more than Frost, who works at G4 apparently. Hell, Trey, I think even you know more than even Frost in your pinky about gaming. And another thing, the PS5 is dead on arrival. If it is, it's only because you can't fucking find it anywhere. It's not because it doesn't have games, because look at what's coming out for PlayStation. Horizon Forbidden West, God of War. There's Gran Turismo 7, I believe, and a whole bunch of other games. Knights of the Old Republic, the remake, is going to be first on PlayStation. It's dead on arrival. Okay. What ass backwards fucking universe are you living in? And I'm saying this wearing an Xbox hat, so think about that for a minute. And also wearing a fuck Naughty Dog shirt, so think about that too. Hey, Spider-Man 2, yes. Thank you, Red Hood. Spider-Man 2 is also coming. And thank you for being here. I just had an idea. Trey 50, you and I are friends on Xbox Live. How do you feel about jumping onto the podcast with me here? By way of Xbox Live, which is how I do it. If you're not comfortable with it, I understand. But the offer still stands if you're interested. Let's hope Spider-Man 2 isn't just an overblown DLC like Miles Morales. True. Very true. Yeah, I remember the way G4 used to be. And secondly, there was also something else. The Frost said, Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb were not hired for their looks. I would, but I have to finish setting up this VM. Sounds good. I just thought I'd throw that out there for you. And like I said, Trey 50, at any point, you're welcome to jump on. Sorry, everyone. I'm subscribed to decided to stream this. Subscribe to. I'm not sure what the fuck you're saying, but okay. Just sit there and nod type of moment for me. But as I was saying, Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb were not hired for their looks. Do you know what the fuck they did before G4? They were models. It was their job to look good in bikinis. All right? They were hired for their looks. It just so happened that when they were working at, in the case of Morgan Webb, Tech TV, she was good at the job. And then when that turned into G4 and X-Play, she was good at it. Same thing went for Olivia Munn on Attack of the Show. They were hired for their looks, but they were so much more than asses and pairs of tits. They were good at their job. Are hired for their looks. Yeah. And then there are some who are hired for their knowledge of the industry as well. Like, you can't sit there and tell me that Adam Sussler was initially hired for his looks. If you sit there and say that to me, I'm going to say you're as full of shit as Frost here. Because from what I've seen of Adam when before G4 came back, old G4, I believe that Adam was hired for his knowledge of the gaming industry. Take that for what it's worth. Case in point, bringing Joshi onto the Drew Dat Games team here on YouTube was because of his knowledge of the gaming industry and also the fact that he's a part of the Geeks and Gamers community too. So it was partially because I was already familiar with him and the fact that he knows shit about gaming too. So, and Desert Noise is a part of the team. Due to the fact that he's supposed to be smarter than me, and most of the time he is, and the fact that he's my brother. Even Adam Sussler was hired for his looks to a degree. I still disagree with that. I still think that he was hired for his knowledge. But then again, I'm a guy talking about another guy. We would need a female opinion, and we don't have that here at Drew Dat Games because no female will touch most females won't touch our channel at this point. But either way, excuse me, but I suppose I should wrap up the G4 segment because I do have one other segment for the stream here. And as I said at the top, it's the top 10 best games of 2021. It's really a top 15, but the bottom 5 are like honorable mentions, though. Do we think G4 can survive this? Well, if the theory that that Comcast is having a discussion, because as Yellow Flash, like I said previously, had pointed out in his report, he's seeing that Comcast is pissed at the backlash because they have a lot of money invested in the resurrection of G4. Because, as Yellow Flash also reported, Comcast is also trying to have like what do you call it, like gaming tournaments and that type of thing under the name of G4. So they have a lot of things that they're planning around G4. And if G4 itself is a dud, everything else will fall like dominoes for Comcast. So I see obviously where Yellow Flash is coming from. And I'm not willing to bet against it, but I need to see like more than just people deleting tweets as well at the same time. But with that in mind, can G4 survive this? I believe they still can. But they got to clean house at G4. For example, Frosk and Adam Sessler, I'm sorry, dude. I respect what you've done for G4, but it's over, man. It's over. I need an apology from them. I will take them dropping Adam Sessler and Frosk as apologies for me, at least. And for example, if they replace them with like people who know what the fuck they're talking about in gaming, for example, off the top of my head, replacing Frosk with Mecha Random and replacing Adam Sessler with not necessarily this guy, but someone like him. And there are people like him on YouTube. Someone like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Now, I know Jeremy won't, but someone like him is what I'm saying. I want them to bring games to watch. Real gamers. Yes, exactly. That's exactly where I'm coming from with Mecha Random or someone like her and someone like Jeremy. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Or better yet, someone like Lethal Lightning would be better, actually. Because Lethal Lightning, no, fuck that. Someone like Mark the Cyborg. Mark the Cyborg knows more about gaming than I think computers at this point. So Mark the Cyborg would be the most ideal for replacing Adam Sessler, in my opinion. Because obviously you could feel like check your box for hiring a cripple, but at the same time adding someone who can do the fucking job at that point. You know what? Fuck it. If you're gonna do that, then why not make an offer for X-Ray Girl? Because if you want to hire for looks, you can hire the husband and wife team of X-Ray Girl and Mark the Cyborg. But with all that in mind, those are my thoughts on G4. Can it be saved? Yes, it can. But it's increasingly becoming less and less likely with every passing day at the moment. But it is what it is. Any last minute thoughts from the chat on G4 before I get to the something good, the best games of 2021 according to Joshi and myself, even though Joshi isn't here to share his thoughts on why both of us think that these are the best game releases of 2021. Yes, I completely agree, Trey. Frost and Adam both need to go. And as I said, I came up with a couple ideas. There's probably better ones out there that I'm not aware of at this point, but we can only wait and see where Comcast goes from here. I think G4 can't survive because of the sheer number of YouTubers who are far superior. That's a good case too. And you're also saying that to one of them, so who actually this podcast is about gaming, and and unlike XPlay right now, I'm actually about to get to some of that right now. YouTubers are more authentic and real. Upper echelon and guys like him do much better work. Absolutely. Upper echelon is one of the top-notch people to watch on YouTube about gaming. And I hope to one day get there too. But as it stands right now, here are the top 10 games from 2021. It's really a top 15. But at number 15, and the only reason that it's here is because of its gameplay, it's solid. It's Forza Horizon 5 at number 15. And as I said, the bottom 5, so 11 to 15 are honorable mentions, effectively. So with no one else on the panel here, and I did send an invite out to Chunk the Punk, who hasn't gotten back to me yet, it seems. What's going on here? Otherwise, in the chat, what are your guys' thoughts on Forza Horizon 5 at number 15? Otherwise, if you guys got nothing to say about Forza Horizon 5, at number 14, we have Valheim. I never play Forza games, but everyone said this was the best in years. In the case of Forza Horizon 5, the opening has pronouns in it, so it went a little woke, or a lot of woke, depending on your point of view at that point. But other than that, the gameplay, and there's one more thing that I can nitpick about it, and that's like trying to properly meet up to play with other players could be a little bit better, but overall it's a solid entry in from a gameplay standpoint. Other than the one glitch I found when I got stuck in the soccer field stands, which is up on this channel. So if you guys want to see Forza Horizon 5 glitch, go take a look at it, because that's what happened to me while playing Forza Horizon 5. And number 14 is Valheim, which is an early access on Steam. I first became aware of Valheim when watching Extra Girl playing it on her Twitch channel, and then immediately bought it when I saw that it wasn't that expensive. If you don't know what Valheim is, it's basically a cross between Minecraft, a survival game like Rust, I think, and Skyrim like graphics from the 360. So it's actually pretty good. And it actually was nominated for Game of the Year. So by us. Otherwise, at number 13 is Can a Bridge of Spirits, which is over here on PlayStation side. I don't know if you guys will see the logo here, but it's the game highlighted right there, right behind me, on the screen behind me here. Basically, Can a Bridge of Spirits is you play as a female trying to cure a curse that's plugging the force that she lives in effectively. It's actually pretty fun and pretty interesting in terms of gameplay. At number 12, we have another PlayStation. Well, I have it for PlayStation, but this one is also on Xbox. We got Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, at number 12. So, yeah. I think most of you in the chat, if not all of you, are at least casually familiar with the Crash Bandicoot series. So, I don't think there's much to be explained there, right? But if there's Crash 4 was fun, I hope they do a new Spyro this year. Yeah, that would be interesting. A Spyro 4, I guess is what it would be called. I'm not sure at this point. Because there's the Reignited trilogy, so I guess it would have to be 4, right? But with that in mind, at number 11 is Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Used to play a lot on PS2. Fair enough. As I said, at number 11 is Skyrim Anniversary Edition. The reason that's not in the top 10 is because over the previous releases of Skyrim has routinely been in the top 10 every time it got a re-release, and I got sick of doing that. So Skyrim is at number 11 for its re-release. All right. Was hoping there was a response there, but nothing. So, with that in mind, like I said, Skyrim at number 11. Enough said, because I've said enough about Skyrim over the years. Other than that, with Anniversary Edition, a bunch of Creation Club content. When you buy it, you get the download for free at that point. Otherwise, it's effectively the same game other than all that new content. So you're just essentially paying for all of the Creation Club stuff, effectively. And for it to, I guess, function better on the Series S and X and PS5, evidently. But at number 10, and we're finally to the top 10 games of the year, at number 10 is Halo Infinite. I don't think I need to explain Halo Infinite unless you guys want me to explain why it's at number 10. At number 9, we got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm just going to rapid fire some of these until you guys start saying something in the chat here. At number 8, Psychonauts 2. At number 7, Nier Replicant. Number 6, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Number 5, Sense, a Cyberpunk Ghost Story. Number 4, Bravely Default 2. Number 3, what you guys chose as the game of the year, Resident Evil Village. Now keep in mind this list is based on mine and Joshy's opinion on what we felt we enjoyed the most out of all the games that came out this year. At number 2, the Xbox port of Among Us. Anyone have anything in the chat before I reveal what Joshy and I feel the number one game release of 2021 was? I'll give you guys like about 60 seconds here. Because I do know that there's a delay. If there's nothing, then the number one game in the top 10 games of 2021, according to Joshy and myself, is the Xbox port of Hades. And that's it for what I had written down here. If you guys have anything in the chat that you want me to touch on, this is that opportunity, because as I'm closing in on the end of the stream, this is when I'm turning it over to you guys, since I'm the only one here with you guys to go over anything. So if you guys got nothing in the chat, I'm just going to search through some stuff here on YouTube and see what pops up here. Gaming related business here. Although really the only thing anyone's really talking about is the G4 ship still. I wonder, what did Upper Echelon do recently, since you guys had just been bringing him up? The Sun, unbelievable. Okay. Gamers versus Crypto Bros and FNTs, or NFTs. That makes me ask a question to you guys in the chat. Just what exactly is an NFT? Because I went searching for information on that to try to figure out what the fuck's going on with that. And basically, I came up with snake eyes on any proper definition. Like any definitive definition of why FNT or NFTs, are being thrown around the gaming industry these days. Just what the fuck is that? If you guys in the chat have any idea. Because that is confusing as hell. Because I hear reports of people saying the or that, whatever the fuck the moniker is. Oh, and then apparently, here's a report. Xbox is not a free speech platform, says Phil Spencer. Great. Lovely. From Clownfish TV. So if you guys subscribe to Clownfish TV, go check that video out. I will be after I get done here too. Actually, do I have the volume down on this? Yeah, I do. So you guys shouldn't be hearing this. So I'll just click on it now. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer wants cross-platform bans and block lists. So that's apparently a thing now too. And you guys know how I feel about defending free speech. I will give my last breath for it. So this is how 2022 starts. We start with losing Bob Saget. I started applying for affiliate on Twitch, and now this, and the G4 shit. A lot of bad and only one good thing for me personally. And hopefully you guys see the Twitch affiliate thing as good for you guys too, because I see it that way as well. So basically, they don't want anyone to have any fun anymore. Great. Pretty much. That's not going to stop me from utilizing the Xbox Live Party chat for this podcast with the guys on Xbox like Desert Nord and Joshy. And gaming, if he pops in at any point again in the future or wants to, or if any of you guys in the chat who are on Xbox as well want to pop in, you guys are welcome to as well. Because as I said, I am a defender and staunch advocate. It's a hill that I will not die on. You will have to bury me in the hill of free speech. And my ghost will remain there defending it after death. So yeah. So apparently that's a thing. And I'll watch the rest of that video when I'm done streaming here. See, anything else we got going on here? I think we're basically winning, or we will win regardless. I agree, Trey. Anyone who hates America seems to be overreacting way more than normal, and they're showing their hand way too much. I'm not sure which phone went off, my personal one or my office one here. I'm pretty sure that was my personal one. I'm going to toss my personal one over there now. So that way, if I hear a phone going off here, it's just the office one. I think. Let's see. Is there anything else? Otherwise, later on, like, let's see, what time is it? 1:45 here. I'm thinking about 4 o'clock. I'll be live on my Twitch channel with some more Mass Effect today. And then tomorrow, obviously, is Injustice 2 after I get home from work, which will be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. And then Wednesday is The Witcher 3 on Twitch, and also the live review of the Book of Boba Fett with hopefully Joshy and myself on Wednesday, because we do that Wednesdays, because Wednesday, like at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning, is usually when Disney drops the new episode of that. It's so infuriating that these big tech companies can't see through their own ignorance. There was a statement by Tom McDonald in a video that he did advertising his 2 new albums, Us Against the World and No Guts, No Glory mixtape, in which he said, with great power comes great responsibility, but you know what else comes with great power? Ignorance. Careless mistakes. That's where we're at with the tech companies. They're making careless mistakes at this point. So, but with that in mind, like I was saying, stay tuned for Injustice 2 tomorrow, Witcher on Wednesday. Well, and also today at some point, some more Mass Effect coming from me on Twitch, which will be re-uploaded to YouTube, depending if we get any nudity in it or not at that point. Because the streams that have like anything like that in is going to stay on Twitch. I'm not going to port those to YouTube for obvious reasons. But Thursday, we'll see what I wind up doing. It's going to be an older game. Probably going back to trying to do Dragon Age Origins, because Thursday I tried to do the older stuff like 360 stuff and original Xbox stuff at that point. And Friday, I generally don't like streaming on Friday because there's a lot of stuff that I watch on Fridays, like Friday Night Tights, and I also work Fridays at the store, so much like I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Saturday after work will be more Skyrim, and then Sunday it's back to trying to do Borderlands again with with Chunkla Punk on YouTube. So right here on this channel on Sunday, and then it's back to Monday again for the gaming podcast. Hopefully there will be more shit to talk about, and hopefully I'll have hopefully we'll have Joshy back. Hopefully we'll have Joshy back for it. So, but that's the current intention. Oh, and then depending on how Injustice goes tomorrow, if it goes like I expect, I could wind up doing that again Tuesday, or I do have a plan B, and that's an original port of the original Final Fantasy VII, but the Xbox One port of it for next Tuesday on the books here at the moment. So, and if you guys enjoy that, then I'll probably keep that going instead of Injustice in the future, but we'll see how Injustice goes tomorrow. So with all that in mind, guys, I'm Andrew. This is Drew Dyke Games here on YouTube. This was the one-man episode, only the second one I've ever done of this. Last time it was just me because Desert Nord forgot to wake up. But it is what it is, and thank you to everyone who was in the chat. So that's Trey50 and Red Hood as well. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate both of you so much. And I will see you guys later on Twitch, like I said, at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon here for a couple of hours of playing Mass Effect, because I have to be at work at 5:30 tomorrow morning. So, but as it is, hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. I'm going to make some lunch, I think. Or is it breakfast? I can't remember, as I woke up just a little while ago. It's probably breakfast for me. So I'm going to get some breakfast. You guys have yourself a great day, and I will see you guys later on this afternoon on Twitch. Have yourself a great day. Fuck Naughty Dog. Railers are weird. Fuck Phil Spencer and his censorship now. Fuck G4. And don't scissor with a fork, because you'll start complaining about sexism too on the internet. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you guys later on Twitch. That's going to be painful. Later.